Morning! Happy Monday. I've got Jade chattering away in the background. Even after I said I was live, I'm just waiting to see if the live video actually starts. Hello! I think I'm here. I hope you've had a great weekend. It's been way nicer weather than it was predicted to be. What are you snorting at?
Was it not?
Yeah! We went out to the park. It's been lovely. We've hardly had any rain.
Yesterday was lovely.
Yeah. Proper blue skies as well here this morning, so it's all looking good for me. I love autumn, absolutely adore it, but I love it when it's dry. And that's what it is, it's perfect. So we went out to the park, we've been out on bikes, we've had a lovely busy weekend and then filled it with sport as well. So, hope you've had a good one too. I just actually ought to check that I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks Jade for eventually telling me. She's had to make her own cup of tea this morning, so I think she's in a bad mood with me. Are you?
You got me a new pen.
Oh, I've got her a new pen. It's alright, everything's fine. It's a great pen as well. So, today we're talking about tracking social media metrics. And we're talking about this because it's something that came up again in one of our sessions. We did a bit of a request in one of our sessions for members to say what they'd like us to be able to talk about. Where are my words this morning? And this was one of them. So it's a really short topic and we cover this in our social media success course and in some of the other stuff that we do. So this is a bit of a, I'll say idiot's guide, I don't really mean that, a short guide of what we want to be tracking and why. But the first bit is, know why you're tracking. So I have this big thing about vanity metrics, and those are numbers for the sake of numbers. There's a woman that I work with who had 10,000 odd followers on Instagram, but really low numbers on every other platform. I thought it were weird. And we talked about it once, and she bought loads of followers years and years and years ago before she knew better, and she spent half her life trying to clear them out. Because vanity metrics are just that. It is more important to have people in your community that are following you who are actually interested in what you sell. The kind of really loose rule of thumb is that 5% of your followers see your stuff when you post it. If you've got 10,000 people and they're in a different country and they're made up, or they're not interested in your stuff, you are wasting that 5% on people who mean nothing for the sake of having it look like you've got lots of followers. But they're followers that don't buy, so vanity metrics are completely pointless. So when we're talking about growing our audience in any way, it's growing it to your ideal clients, because that's all that matters. I've just been laughing at Jade because I've been really frustrated because this group's stuck at like 7, 9, 8 or whatever members, and I've done nothing to get any more members in, but for vanity's sake I hate that there's not 2 more members in there, and making it back up to a nice round number. So if you are watching this and you know female business owners on your friends list, please invite them in, but only for the right people for the group. So back to this, know why you're tracking. Don't just track numbers to feel busy. You only need metrics that tell you, are you reaching the right people? That's hugely important. Are they engaging with you? That's less important, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Most importantly, is it leading to sales? Are the people that you are talking to the ones who actually buy the stuff from you? Morning Jenna, morning Mandy, morning Faye. How lovely to see all of you. Oh, it's alright, all my comments have just gone up but changed. Oh, how lovely. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. So know why you're tracking, and then the next bit is there are 4 metrics that are important, I guess, for us to track. So reach, number 1, reach. This tells you how many people saw your stuff. Don't like my thumb waggling around here. How many people saw your stuff. So it tells you if your content's getting out there, if it's reaching people, and it's a good indication of whether people are being shown it. So in other words, if the platform that you're using decides this is good quality content, it will choose to show it to more people. And we can't manipulate that. All we can do is show good quality content for the audience that we're trying to reach, and the social media platform's algorithm will help us to push that out further. So Facebook ads, for example, or any ads, will improve your reach because it will show it to more people. It's making sure it's the right people and the right ad. So reach is the first stat. Engagement is the second. Now this one is a tricky little monster. So engagement shows likes, comments, shares, saves. So any way that somebody has interacted with your post. It shows you that people care about your stuff. However, have a think about your own behaviours online, because I am very much a lurker in groups, but also I'm very quick to buy. If I see something that I like, I will just buy it. And it might be a sponsored ad, it might be from a group I've followed for ages, it might be from someone that I swore I won't buy another course from because I know they're not even teaching me anything that I don't really know, but I'm very, very quick to buy. But I'm not very good at engaging. So I have members who have joined my group who I have never heard of, who have never interacted with me, but they absolutely say, I've been following you for ages. I had one the other week. I've been following you for ages. But they're not on my radar. I don't know them. So this engagement one is really, really tricky. So it's a great metric to follow. And it's wonderful if you get likes and comments, but it is not everything. And it's really hard because we get stuck in the vanity stuff of why is nobody engaging with me. It doesn't necessarily matter as much as we kind of think that it does. Faye, I don't think you can watch two videos at the same time, but I like that you're trying to. When I loaded this up first, I went into the group to check I was live, and I could see my one from last week, and I'm really confused because I weren't wearing the same clothes, but it was last week's. And I'm glad I weren't wearing the same clothes because that happens a lot. So yeah, again, engagement. Ideally on engagement, you want comments and shares. Likes are just like sprinkles. Comments and shares are the cupcake. Don't know where that's from. But you want comments and shares if you can. So try and ask questions on there. Try and get people to engage with you. The next metric you can track is clicks. So how many people clicked your link if you have a link in there. It depends what kind of content you're creating, it depends why you're creating it, but if you've got a click your link in bio or click through to your story or click through to your website, you can track how many people have done that. A lot of the time when I work with business owners, there's no calls to actions in any of their posts, so there's nothing for users to click, which means that you're missing opportunities to pull people to directly to your stuff. Not every post needs a link. You need to have a good strategy behind your posting, but that's a metric that you can click and you can tell directly who's moving beyond social media and who's moving like into your world. It's like bringing them into the inner circle stuff. Because I would much rather people be on my website than on my socials, and that's a harder thing to pull people into. And then the last one is conversions. So did they buy something from you? Did they sign up to something that you're offering? Did they book onto one of your sessions? The conversions track that. Now the conversion tracking is often done through your website, so not necessarily directly through social media. But in terms of how we track stuff, so on Eventbrite I can see how many people have booked onto my events, for example, and I can see where they come from. This is the money metric, like all of the metrics lead here. This is the one that is the point of you running a business. So it is all about how they bought from you. Did they buy from you? If not, it's looking at why not. So yes, your 4 metrics: reach, engagement, clicks, conversions. Yeah, so figure out a way for you to track those. It might be on a spreadsheet every week. Jade tracks our social media following on stuff. Social media following on stuff. Jade tracks our social media following on a spreadsheet every week, or on Trello, I think it is now. So there's different ways you can track. So yeah, you can do it on a Google sheet, a notebook. You can write it blinking down if you need to. I'd rather have it electronically because then you can start working out percentages and stuff like that more easily. But write it down in a notebook. Pick a day a week or the first of the month or whatever it is, however frequently you want to track stuff, and start delving into it a little bit. But don't overcomplicate it. That's it. Just track your growth. And then there's a few little things to have a little look for. So if reach is high but engagement's low, you're visible but you're not necessarily connecting. Now again, take this engagement thing as it's a dodgy one to try and track. But if you're not connecting with people, start looking at your messaging. So people are seeing you, but they're not engaging with you. Why? Are you asking them to? Are you asking them questions? So start having a little think about that. If engagement's high, so they are interacting with you, but clicks through to your stuff is low. Why? People like your content, but you're not asking them to come and look at something. You're not asking them to join up. You're not actively giving them a call to action and leading them somewhere. And if clicks are high, so people are clicking through, but conversions are low, you need to check your offering or your landing page. Something's off. So either there's a mixed message between them, so what they think was on the social side is not the same as when they come through to the website. There's a reason that there's some sort of miscommunication going on there. So if we're talking in terms of like getting yourself a bit of a CEO of your business habit, check your numbers once a week, note the trends, note what works well, really look at your social stuff, see what's working, and try adjusting one thing. See if you can make like a micro adjustment. Don't obsess over it daily, like that's a rabbit hole that you don't want to get into. We're more on monthly stuff now because we've got other stuff to be getting on with. But weekly's more than enough for micro businesses while you're trying to grow it. So track 4 numbers once a week, spot trends, make tweaks, and that's it. That is all you need to know for tracking your social media metrics. If you want any more help on this, you can always get in touch with us. Like I said, the social media success course has a bit in it about tracking the metrics, and I'm actually just re-editing some of that stuff in there. But if you want any details about anything, let me know. Next week we will be back, but we're later next week. I think we're 2:15. We're 2:15 because we've got our monthly meetup. So we are in person in Whitwell. If you're local to us and feel like joining us for the first time, come along. All the details, will you pop the booking link on, Jade, please? I'll put the details to book on down below. But yeah, otherwise I'll be back at 2:15 next Monday. Hope you've had a lovely week. If you're watching it on replay, let me know. And if you've got any questions, just pop them in there and one of us will pick them up for you. All right. Hope it's fabulous. I have my last injection today. So if you've been following me like I've been through breast cancer last year, I have my very last injection today. But I have got to have a bit more surgery. So it's like, and I've got an appointment for that as well today. So it's like a wonderful finish that thing off and then we've got a next bit. But that's officially it. I will be out of active treatment and hopefully my hair will grow sometime soon because it's ridiculous right now. So yeah, I've got a really strange day. So Jade's here for a couple of hours and then I'm off to the hospital with a giant gap in the middle of appointments. So I've no idea what I'm going to do in that time. I might take my laptop. Tom's coming, so we might both take our laptops. Alright, so back next Monday, monthly meetup, 2:15 on here. Alright ladies, have a fabulous week and I will see you all next week. Bye.